Hello and welcome to Bob Jones Cultural Geography. I am Jenny Simonson and I am thrilled that you are interested in this course for next year. So today I'm just going to give you a brief overview of me and the course so that you know what you may be signing up for. So first, who am I? If you've already been working with me, you could probably just fast forward through this a little bit because you already know a little bit about me. My background is in education. My undergraduate degree is from University of Wisconsin Stout in early childhood with an emphasis on special education. My master's is from Johns Hopkins in school administration and reading instruction. How I became a tutor at eXtend. I was teaching for the public schools, both DC public schools and Anne Arundel County public schools, when I was making that choice to homeschool my own children. In fact, I spent several years working part-time for the school system while homeschooling my own girls. And I just reached that point in my career that I had to make a choice between staying with the public schools or pulling out and focusing more on the homeschooling. So obviously, you guys see what the choice was. And I have been with Bridge since they started, or now eXtend, since they started their programming. Now I am currently working with 7th and 8th grade students in both science and their history subjects. My hobbies. Everybody will always hear about this in the classes. I love the beach and I absolutely love traveling. That is one of my two biggest passions besides teaching in my family, of course, but just before those came, traveling and the beach. So this course matches perfectly with me because it gives me a chance to travel even if I'm not traveling. I'm learning all about different places. In fact, my bucket list is growing so much by teaching this course this year. It's just phenomenal. And I just can't wait to have the opportunity to travel to many of these places. Now, when you're signing up for a tutorial, if you're new to the tutorial experience, I want you to remember that you're hiring a tutor to oversee the courses for you. That means that I will provide direct instruction, whether it be virtual, in Zoom or videos, or in person. Who knows what the future will hold, but I'm ready to do either of any of those options. And I hold those classes for you on Tuesdays and Thursdays. But I am your tutor. You, as parents, are the homeschool teacher and are ultimately responsible for your child's instruction. That means on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, you need to oversee the assignments that are given. They will be posted in Google Classroom, which, whether we are virtual or not, Google Classroom will continue. And they are in assignment sheets. With this, I like to remind people to remember that I try to live my life with God first, family second, career third. And that means come Monday, Wednesday, Friday, career third, you guys are coming third. I do need to focus on my own children on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays that I am homeschooling and make sure that they are getting their assignments done, and also prepping for the Tuesday and Thursday classes. So just remember that this is not something that is all on me to provide everything for your child. You are the home teacher. You need to be on top of their assignments, answering their questions, helping them with their work. Okay, just keep that in mind. I do try to respond to emails and requests within a 24-hour period, with the exception of weekends. I do not work on the weekends. So if you have questions, make sure you're sending those to me earlier in the week, because if you send them on Saturday and Sunday, I will not be responding to them. Okay, and that's just to keep those boundaries of keeping my family first, or second. Okay. Now, a little bit about the class. This is Bob Jones Cultural Geography. You are going to need to purchase the textbook and the student activity book. You do not need to purchase the tests or any other supplemental materials that come with it. If you choose to purchase the teacher's edition, you can. You don't necessarily need to. We go over a lot of things in the class, so a lot of the assignments that they are given, we then will look at them in class and go over the correct answers, particularly the student activity book and absolutely the mapping. Okay, so then let's look at what this course covers. We start the year just getting a general overview of what geography is. We learn quite a bit about landforms. We learn different maps, and our human impact and interaction with the earth. And then we go on to our global tour. We start in North America, and then we move on to Latin America, Europe, Russia, Asia, the Middle East, Africa, and Australian Pacific realms. While we're going through our tour of the regions in the countries, I want to stress there's a lot of geography in this. It's a geography class. So students are going to need to memorize locations of every country. Okay, the textbook, and this is why I say don't purchase the tests. I revise the tests because the tests have them also remembering rivers, mountain ranges, different plains, many cities and capitals of the country. There's a lot. There's just so much that in the time frame of the year, I feel it is too much for I focus on the countries. Getting a general overview of where every country is in the world is enough to cover in a year. During our instruction, whether it be in person or online, I will include lots of video-based activities. I do hands-on activities. If we are in person, there will be far more hands-on activities than there is with virtual. Right now with virtual, we're doing a lot of activities together with Nearpod or Google Documents and Google Slides so that they can interact in breakout rooms and complete some of the work together that way. We'll see what the future holds of where we will be. With work, I want you to remember that there is a lot of reading. The text is heavy. So on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, particularly, be ready to have your student do quite a bit of reading. Now I try to break it up so that they're not reading more than 10 pages in a day. Typically it's 5 to 7 pages, but sometimes there will be a few days that are a little heavier. Just be ready for that. I also want to remind you that this Bob Jones curriculum is a 9th grade curriculum. So when I say it is heavy and there's a lot of reading to go along with the text, that's because it is a 9th grade text. And yes, we're choosing to do this with 8th graders, which then means your 8th grader will receive a 9th grade high school credit for this course if they complete everything satisfactory. So that gives them a little bonus towards their high school graduation requirements ahead of time. Okay, grading. This is where there might be some differences if we're in person versus virtual. And we'll just have to be flexible and see what life brings us at this point. There will be 30% for assignments and projects, 30% for tests. Those two will not change, nor will the 10% participation. What will change depending on whether we are in person or virtual is 30% posted discussion questions. Right now in the virtual format, I am posting a question a week that students respond to. And it's just to kind of create that engagement and allow them to start thinking more in depth about the concepts that we're covering in class. If we're in person, this will turn to in-class activities. And I'll have activities that they'll complete together in class and turn in for a grade. We'll see what happens, okay? We have to be flexible at this point. The thing that I want you to remember about grading is 2 big things. First thing, late assignments are not accepted past 2 weeks. And that is because for me, if every student is just turning things in crazy late, the amount of work that creates for me to go back and regrade individually for students is insane. If everybody turns their work in on time, I can go on my iPad or the computer and click, 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 and grade through everybody's work consistently and quickly. But if I have to go back and individually, it's too much. So 2 weeks. Plus, your student, if you're doing work that late, is not staying up on the content that we're covering in class and is not able to participate in class. Okay, so stay up on the work, do not fall behind. The other thing I want you to remember about grading is that grade reports will be sent out quarterly. So at the end of every quarter, I will send out a grade report. Typically a week before the grade report goes out, I will send out an email to parents and say, please get on your Google Classroom and check the assignments. Okay, because your students' progress is notated in the Google Classroom every day, 24/7. You can check and see how the assignments are coming. However, I am human and I do make mistakes, or sometimes My tablet makes mistakes. Sometimes I'm grading things on the tablet. I hit return, but it doesn't, it goes into a draft form. It doesn't go in as a full grade. From my end, it's hard to see that. From the student end, it shows up quickly. So I need to have parents and students help me with editing of the grades. So a week prior to grade reports going out, I ask you guys to go in there and look, which you should be doing all the time anyways. I use that with my girls all the time. I'm checking on there to say, hey, it looks like you haven't completed this assignment for Miss Broadhurst. Maybe you should get in there and get that done really quick. Okay, so I love that with Google Classroom. The thing with that though is if you do not go in there and check those grades, after grade reports are sent out, I am not editing and revising your grades. Okay, if there's things that you thought you turned in or you forgot to turn in, but you're ready to turn it in, after grade reports are issued, they're issued. You as the parent can create your own grade report if you would like. You are the homeschool teacher. I am the tutor. I give my suggestions on grade, but you have the final say. If you would like to go through and revise that, you can revise that on your own. But I'm not going to go back and issue individual grade reports for each student. Okay, please keep that in mind. If you have any questions about cultural geography, please just shoot me an email at our new email. I believe it is jsimonson at eXtend at gmail.com. I don't know. There's a new one out there for us now. So I'll have to check that out. It's listed on the website though. But I hope to see you guys in the fall. Thanks, guys.